November the 13th, 2024 to order. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for staying in attendance this morning. Thank you for attending the open ceremony that we had. It's an honor and a privilege to be sitting in this seat, and I think I can speak for the rest of the commissioners. You know, we all had a run of term and everything, or a race to get to here, and luckily we all have successfully won. And we'd like to go ahead and extend our gratitude to everyone here in the county for having trust in us to be able to do this job. First off, order of business, I want to bring Kenneth Northey up. Kenneth Northey was our District 1 Commissioner for 3 consecutive terms. Kenneth chose not to seek re-election this year. He said he's ready to retire and kick back a little bit, and Kenneth has, like I said, done 12 years. And that's really outstanding job that he's done, and very, very commendable of him to just put his name out there that much. Mr. Kyle Adams has a proclamation he's going to read real quick for us. And after Kyle gets done with it, I got the plaque for Kenneth to come down. And I want to invite all the commissioners to come down there and have our picture made with him.
Covington County Commission proclamation. Whereas Kenneth Northey was elected in 2012 to serve as Commissioner of District 1 for Covington County Commission for a 4-year term of office. And whereas Mr. Northey was re-elected to 2 additional terms in 2016 and 2020, demonstrating his commitment to the people of Covington County and the trust placed in him by the electorate. And whereas during his tenure, Kenneth Northey has served as a dedicated and valuable member of the Covington County Commission, including 1 term as Chairman Pro Tem, providing guidance and leadership to advance the interest of the county and its citizens. And whereas Mr. Northey has actively represented Covington County by serving on numerous boards, each contributing to the welfare and improvement of our community, and his participation has greatly benefited the citizens of Covington County. And whereas the Covington County Commission, as the governing body of the county, provides leadership, policy direction, and oversees the county's financial resources, and Mr. Northey has fulfilled his responsibilities with integrity and dedication. And whereas the people of Covington County have repeatedly expressed their confidence in Kenneth Northey's leadership through his re-elections, a reflection of the trust and gratitude owed to him for his selfless service. Now therefore be it resolved that the Covington County Commission convened this 13th day of November 2024 does hereby express on behalf of all citizens of Covington County our heartfelt appreciation to Kenneth Northey for his years of dedicated service to the county and its citizens. And further be it resolved that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Covington County Commission, and that a copy of this resolution be presented to Mr. Northey as a token of our appreciation and respect for his service. Adopted and approved by the Covington County Commission this 13th day of November 2024.
Y'all would like to join me down there while we get to this official proclamation.
Thank you, sir. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it. You want to say a speech real quick or anything?
Yeah.
You got anything you want
I
to
have.
say?
I got
Now, you've always got something to say.
A little Johnny joke.
I got one little Johnny joke.
Thank y'all.
You're good. He might tell me, Johnny, too. Did he call?
The next order we'll go to is establishing meeting locations, date, and time. The meetings have always been the 2nd and 4th Tuesday at 9 o'clock of the month. I am open to suggestions. I think this has worked out fairly well for everyone else during this time. Like I said, we're open to suggestions to how you want to do it. If not, I entertain a motion to continue as we have done it for, I know the last 4 years I've been here and prior to that.
I'll make a motion we adopt that time.
We have a motion by Tommy.
I would like to say, I think we've discussed it a little. We have had requests before that we have a later in the day meeting. I know you've had that before, not many people attended, but I would like to see us do that maybe once every 6 months, something of that nature, just to see if we would have a better attendance. Not on a regular basis, but just to try and let's see how it goes. I don't know if that'd be a hardship on our employees or our leaders here, but just a suggestion, and that's something I guess we could do on down the road.
You could do a special meeting
Yeah.
and call it a different.
Okay.
So,
So with that, I think that's something we can consider looking into
yes,
as time progresses to see how things go, and if we see a need for it,
right.
we can, as they said, call a special meeting. I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say aye. Motion carries. One thing I would like to also discuss at this time is we have mentioned having workshops. I think a workshop would be beneficial. I've actually spoken with Karen and Morgan and the former two commissioners here about having a workshop prior to our meeting. Because a lot of times you can get some details, information, everything there, that we can have some discussion of that. I'm open for suggestions. If y'all would like to have a workshop, I think it would be beneficial where everyone can get the information out. Setting the date and time will have to be something we have to do because we have to advertise that also. So we can get it all at one time.
The workshops will be public.
Yes, ma'am.
So the public would be invited.
There will be no vote or anything at the workshop. The
Right.
vote will have to come back to commission. The workshop is no more than an information gathering.
It gives us a good chance to discuss things.
Right.
To where, we're not necessarily in a discussion type place here as in depth as we might like to get, so they are very beneficial.
And would the public be able to
Yes.
speak in our workshops?
I would say yes,
Morgan, that
Morgan?
would be a,
or would they have to come through the regular?
I would encourage you, if you have your workshops, to still have a policy about how to speak at the workshop versus just setting your meeting and anyone could come without any advance notice or being able to prepare.
Right.
But I would encourage you to, yes, allow the public to speak with you at the workshop, but to have a policy just to help everyone understand how that would work.
And we could go with the same policy basically in our rules of order
You
for
could.
the,
You could.
for the speaking.
I think that would help with consistency for the public to only know there's one policy, whether it's at the workshop or at the meeting. Yes.
Now, we understand, we all know you have to travel down from Montgomery to be, if you have to be at these workshops. When would be convenient? Because I know a lot of times you come in Monday.
Oh, y'all, I appreciate that. Thank you. Y'all set what you need to, and I'll make it work. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because sometimes, I don't think maybe an hour may be long enough. Sometimes it may not be long enough to have a workshop prior to that. I would recommend the day before, whether it's that afternoon, could be convenient for y'all, whichever y'all, what would be your opinion? Y'all are the two newer guys on here, so.
I had rather do it in the morning myself.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, because I'd like to get it over with before something comes up.
Well,
think
you know
that-
my preference is on Thursdays. I just think that gives us time to then, before the next Tuesday meeting. I'm concerned about Mondays. If something comes up that we need more information on, that we wouldn't be able to do it, or we'd have to table whatever it might be.
And my only thought, and I agree, I do like Thursdays, but also like a Monday afternoon because something might get added to the agenda on an emergency situation that needs to be discussed also. So that would be the 2 days. So,
I'm good with the afternoon, and that would give the public, more public could be involved if they wanted to.
so I'll entertain a time and what day y'all would like to do that. We'll go with whichever. I'm good either way. If it was up to me, I would say Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock, but that would be honestly my recommendation because it does.
I like Thursday, like Ms. Lynn said, that gives us ample time to look over, digest, and be prepared and not have.
What about the department heads? How do you all feel? What would be your preferences?
They're gonna say
I'm
they're
good
gonna say
with it.
Thursday morning.
I mean, a couple of days ahead would be nice to get additional information that's needed for the meeting in case there are additional questions for the general public. If they have an issue or something that we can have ready to discuss then. So I say a couple days before the meeting.
So I'll entertain a motion for,
Thursday morning,
time.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Okay, I have a motion for Thursday morning at 9 o'clock for our workshop. Do I have a second?
I second.
Who made the motion?
Did I make the
Lynn made a
motion?
I'm sorry.
Second.
Have a motion and a
She made the
second.
motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Thank y'all. And that will be advertised and posted as the meeting will.
Now, is that gonna be every week or just when we need it?
It'll be the week before our meeting, the Thursday before our
Twice a
Tuesday.
month.
So you'll
Yeah.
have a meeting every week, with
Right.
the exception of the weeks that have 5.
And I think it actually helps
Twice a
speed up
month
the
except for
actual
November and
commission meeting
December.
itself, because most of the discussion could be done in the workshop and everybody be on the same page, have the understanding of it.
Right. Twice a month except for November and December.
The months that, the
we
months that
don't
have the
have two
fifth week in
meetings.
it,
Right.
and November, December, yes. We'll get all the dates worked out, like I said, we'll publish them and make sure everybody knows. Next order of business is designation of a chairman pro tem. I'm open to suggestions. I know you guys are new, you're stepping into a new role. The chairman pro tem actually steps in if the commission chairman is out. He'll have to come up and help sign checks and help carry on the day-to-day business. I'll entertain a motion to whoever y'all would like to have.
I make a motion, Tommy McGregor.
I have a motion for Tommy.
I second.
I have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I figured Tommy was gonna give me the eye on that one, but he was, so Tommy McGahey will be the pro tem. Next order of business is adoption of rules of order. The rules of order you have in front of you, and I'm hoping you have looked over them. This is the kind of the rules of order that the meetings go under, and we've had these in place. This said, I know for 4 years, and there hasn't been much change, I think, prior to that. My recommendation is continue on. I think everything has really worked fairly smooth through the whole thing. You know, I think the workshops are gonna help this, and my recommendation actually would be to adopt the rules that we have in place now. I need a motion and a second on that.
I make a motion.
Have a motion,
Second.
have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next, I'm gonna combine these two. This is the approval of the minutes from the October 22nd, 2024 regular meeting and approval of the accounts payable. You would have received this in an email. I know it's a lot to look at, especially when you're just coming into these seats, especially with accounts payable, because it is very, very lengthy. But I will entertain a motion for any changes, corrections, or anything to approve as we received them.
I make a motion, we accept them.
Have a motion,
I second.
have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank y'all. Announcement of our employee recognition luncheon. Our employee recognition luncheon, and Karen, you're gonna have to help me with this because I can't ever remember the date. I think we're gonna set it for December the 5th at 11 o'clock. That is something we do to help recognize our employees of this county. We appreciate the service and the commitment they have, and it's just a kind of way of us giving back to have them over for a luncheon. Also, during this, I'd like to mention that we did budget this year for the employee
One-time pay.
one-time pay supplement. Gotta have to be careful with your wording. The one-time pay supplement, the full-time employees receive $500, the part-time receive $250. And again, that's something that we have budgeted every year. We've been doing it as long as I've been here, and I think it's something great to extend a more appreciation to the employees that we do have. Again, that'll be December the 5th.
The payout will actually go in November. It's generally paid out a week prior to the Thanksgiving holiday.
Okay, so they'll get their one-time pay supplement in November, and then we'll have the employee appreciation recognition the 5th of December. Motion second for that, or no? Just had to mention that.
You've already-
briefly.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, this time I'm gonna get Lynn Rawls to come up. This right here has something about his curb and gutter, a bid that I think he had to place out. Lynn, do you like to explain to everyone what this is?
We generally, the contractor that, or the vendor that took the initial bid, just requested we put it back out to bid again, and this is for Pacific. You know, we have a local lime quarry here in town, or in the county, in which there's no need for a bid, because we can buy from them directly. This is for actually specified material that meets ALDOT standards, and that's what this local lime bid would do, would be to solicit bids for a local source that actually meets, if we have a state-funded project, we need to have that in place in order to buy rock. So, but I just request that we get solicit bids for that, that material.
So Lynn's asked for solicit bids for this specific material he asked for. I entertain a motion and a second to solicit for bids.
Make a motion.
Have a motion
A second.
and a second. And this is something, guys, that we do on a regular basis. They'll bring stuff like that, so this is something that happens pretty regularly where we have to solicit bids for everything.
Okay.
Have a motion and a second. At this time, we'll call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And Lynn will take care of getting that out, right?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, now, from the engineering department, we also have consider solicitation of bids for engineering department for specified lime base and
He got those reversed. I think we skipped the actual bid for the curb.
curb and gutter, I'm sorry.
I think Lynn.
Yeah, the curb, there was no bids on that one, and I don't understand why we're not getting bids, 'cause I contacted 5 or 6 local contractors, but could not get a bid on it. This is the second time I put this out to bid, so I request, since we can't get a bidder, that I just negotiate with a contractor to get some of this curbing that we need done. We have 2 projects I need to have this done on, and I just request that I have permission to negotiate with a contractor for labor materials to get this bid, so I can get it out.
So seeing how we didn't have a bid for the curb and gutter, Lynn's asking the commission to approve him being able to
Just negotiate
contract with a local
yeah. Mhm.
person to get the curb and gutter. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
Have a motion?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so we've done the lime rock, so let's jump down here to the steel pilings for Indian Creek Road project.
This is one of our rebuild projects in District 3. We are, the geotech, everything is completed on this project. And we already approved the components for the bridge components already. And we finally got our geotech report this week. So we know what our depths are. We just need to solicit bids for the pile for this specific bridge. And I'll be coming back later for the 3 flat bridges as well, so.
Heard what Lynn's asked for, and where's this road actually at?
This is right there at the Horn Hill community. It's County Road 47 that leads back over to 331 there where the old dirt track used to be there on 331, that road there, so.
So we've heard Lynn's request for approval of the steel piling for the Indian Creek Road project. I'll entertain a motion in a second to approve the solicitation of bids.
I make the motion that we approve it.
Have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I appreciate that. We're looking at possibly starting after the first of the year with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming. We don't want to have that road closed during the holidays, so we'll begin shortly thereafter. That's the first of the year on that bridge. So,
Thank you, Lynn.
all right. I can give you some updates real quick on our
Yes, sir.
projects while I'm here. We have our Murray Road ready to pave. I talked to the contractor from Brundage that has our annual bid for the surface treatment. He is in right now. His equipment's already on District 3 Road, Bogan level, down there waiting for some weather so we can get that thing paved. But as soon as it gets there, we're going to come get the Murray Road. We got it ready to go. I've got it blocked off, and I've got it closed through 911 right now as well to keep that thing safe, and so the general public won't mess it up if in case we do get a big rain like we're going to get tonight. So that one's still closed. We have paved. This may be some redundancy here, but we have paved. And grassed Shady Grove and the Hamner Road, the Bridge Creek Road, the Hub Road. And again, like I say, Bogan level's already been wide and level. We're just waiting for the surface treatment on that road. Diced area is complete as well in District 1.
That road has been completely finished. Grassing, surface treatment, and paint stripe already on that one. But our three flat bridges, I think we just received our geotech for it just recently. We still got a lot of work to do on those. There's a lot more mandates for the flat than is versus the Indian Creek Bridge. Wetland surveys, delineations, cultural resource permits. There's a whole list of things when it comes to the federal dollars we had to use to get that funding for that. So those are coming along pretty good, and I feel by the time we get through with the Indian Creek Bridge, we'll be able to jump right on. The Indian Creek Bridge will be the next one. I mean, the Eden Creek Bridge will be the one right after we get through building one on Indian Creek. So
How far down is Music Road Bridge?
we're still waiting. I'm waiting from the Bridge Bureau in Montgomery on our design on it. We know we're putting some our own beams on that one, but that one's still going along as well. We're still getting correspondence back on that one as well. But Bush Hogging's still being done. We've already kind of gone down to south end of the county, and we're kind of more right now around the Horn Hill area right now. Bush Hogging right now. So the Bush Hogging's about to wrap up. We're getting pretty close to probably another month way through with our Bush Hogging for the year. But that's really all I got at this
I'm
moment.
gonna ask, I know we got our new SkyTram in.
That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, yeah, we
How's
do
it
have
going?
that. I apologize. I meant to mention that. That was received a week and a half ago, I think on a Thursday. We have it right now. We had a site distance issue on the drive on Creekwood Road, which is County Road 19, out off of Brooklyn Road. It's a low volume road. It was a good chance to kind of just get a good feel for the machine. It's doing real good. It can cut more wood than we can pick up, I can assure you that. But I've already got some roads picked out, and I suggest each commissioner, ride your roads. If you see a road that really needs it, I've already got 2 or 3 picked out for Miss Lynn already, I know in her district, and I've already discussed some with Tommy already in his. So Ben and everybody, we need to get with them and see where we need to go on that.
And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, we actually bought you see, and the guy these are what I can describe to y'all if y'all don't know what it is the ones who cut power lines for Covington Electric. It's the big boom with the saw on the end. We've actually bought one that's 50 or 55 foot for the county, for Lynn's department, to be able to get our right-of-ways back in order.
Yeah.
That was something they requested, and the commission.
And I've got Robbie and Ben both a map and the list of the roads for them to have. Big county, a lot of roads you probably didn't know you had. It's a real big county, and we'll just get those on a case-by-case basis. We're still learning on how to pick it all up. So as soon as I get all that done, then we'll come up with a better solution on that. I may be requesting some of the budgeted equipment that we got budgeted, maybe buy some to help pick it up.
How many operators do you have trained?
During the orientation of the machine, we had 4 operators there, and I was there looking at it as well. But I've got basically 1 guy on it right now. But all of them's got the knowledge to work it. But it's just going to take some seat time on it. So, yeah.
Thank you, Lynn.
All right, thank you.
Next order of business is consider approval for Covington County pageant. Ms. Karen, I'm going to ask you to speak on this. I've heard of it. We've talked about it a little bit before, but Karen has a little bit more knowledge on the actual pageant itself.
Basically, we've been presented with a request to allow the board of directors listed on page 35 to be able to host the Miss Covington County pageant. There was a little bit of conflict before where we understood that we had given authority for individuals to hold pageants, and they were actually having them outside of Covington County, and then that person would be representing us at the Peanut Festival. This would actually put it back where the ones that will be going to Peanut Festival will have to be Covington County residents in order to hold that title. So there are some different things that they have listed about their accountability that they're assuring for you all. And we had 2 requests. One was retrieved. They said that they had agreed with who had applied to have that sanctioned pageant. So if y'all are in agreement with this one, then the directors listed on page 35 would be hosting that pageant.
Help me understand this. They hold the pageant at the Peanut Festival?
Well, there's a pageant here locally, and then
Okay.
those winners go
Those
on to
winners-
represent the counties at
In another
Peanut
pageant
Festival.
at the
It's
Peanut
like a
Festival?
qualifier. You have to have a qualifier to enter the peanut.
Okay, I thought I read it where it was
The other,
But they have to basically have the commission's approval
to represent.
to
the
represent
To
county.
represent
counties.
Covington County.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there's also a Miss Andalusia that's already been held. We did not give authority last year, I believe, because there was conflict. But in previous years, we have to give them the authority, and I recommend to do it on a one-year basis. That way, if there are issues that come up, that we are able to address that.
As long as they're county residents and attend county schools, I'm good with it.
Okay, you heard the request from the Miss Covington County Pageant, heard the recommendation from Miss Sowell. I will take and entertain a motion and a second to approve the Miss Covington County Pageant.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion,
I'll second.
have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next item was considered DCS contract. I think I understand it better the Sims that our engineer department uses. It is the app that, in software that they use to be able to track their equipment, is able, they able to put the work orders in, to follow the work orders down. I think, and also to say if they had someone that called in case of emergency, something was blown out, Lynn's able, Jason's able, Ron, all of them are able to look on there and find the closest county vehicle that can respond to get over there from the engineer's department to take care of the situation. I know Ms. Arrington has reviewed the contract.
Yes, the only change, they proposed it in the name of the engineering department. We just need that to be in the name of the commission. And I've already made that red line and we're sending it over to them. But outside of just that one name change, the terms of the contractor are acceptable.
I believe that is correct.
$750 a month, for one service and you pay for the phones. So that's a different fee. Yes.
Okay, so this contract actually, like I said, is something the engineer department uses. You heard what Ms. Arrington said, the contract is roughly $750 a month that we pay plus the
You pay, for the mobile access.
access to it.
Mhm. It's a flat fee that's also listed here.
And the commissioners have access to that.
Yes, your
that
commissioners,
app
they'll
to be able to
download it
look
to your
at it also.
phone, and each commissioner put in a work order, follow his stuff. Lynn?
I got one other, we're looking right now, we're testing out, they gave, that came here about 2 weeks ago, I think Karen, you were in that meeting, that, looking at some video cameras for our dump trucks and our low board. We've had some instances, that have come in definitely pretty handy, on that. So, that'll be added some little additional costs, but, we can go over that when since they come in.
Okay.
But we're just on a trial basis right now with it, but it looks like we're gonna probably get about 6 or 7 of those type of units to go with the machines.
So as I said, we've heard the discussion about it. You have in front of you the consideration of that contract. Like I said, the engineer department use it, the commissioner can utilize it. I'll entertain a motion in a second.
I make a motion, on contingent on the
Changes that Ms. Arrington made.
Ms. Arrington made.
A second.
Have a motion and a second. No other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the next item of business is consider 30-day extension to the Point A Park agreement. The Point A Park, the agreement ended, the commission voted after having some discussion back and forth with Power South at the time not to enter into an agreement at the last meeting. Since that time, Power South has reached out and asked if we would give them a 30-day extension on this. I think they need a little bit more time in the upper channels of Power South to have some discussion. We talked about it. It is on here for a possible 30-day extension. Me and Karen talked today. We actually will only meet one time in December because we have classes and we only usually have one meeting in December anyway. So looking at the way the timeline is on there, our next meeting would be January the meeting would be, yes, January the 14th would be past the 30 days because it won't be 30 days in between now and our first meeting in December. So I would recommend at least going to January the 14th. That'll give everyone time enough to have more discussion with this. I would also recommend that if we cannot get to a agreement at that time, that will be the end of it. Just plain and simple. You know, we've come to this far. and to get to there. They've asked for this. Any comments?
Yes, how many extensions have we already given them?
As far as I know, just the one.
Yes, it was just.
The
one.
original, and then we met, and we didn't know anything, and then we gave them one to November the 30th, I believe.
Right.
So this would be
The
the
first.
second or the third.
Well, the October 11th was the date the contract ended, and so we extended it to November the 30th.
Okay,
So
but
this would-
are we pretty much thinking that this will be the last one?
That would be my recommendation.
I mean, we could keep going,
Because,
you know, and
you
keep,
can only kick it so far.
right, and keep taking care of what we're taking care of, and, you know, for a long time, if it worked out that way. That's the first thing. Second thing, we voted to stop, to not be involved anymore. So will we have to rescind that vote?
If you are moving the date, I'm comfortable with you saying January 14th or whatever date you want to choose. I would ask you to make a motion to extend the date for
But
operating
not
under.
rescind the whole thing from before.
No, we
Just
would,
change the
so,
date.
so at your last meeting, you voted to, to continue operating under the original easement until November 30th.
Until November
So I
30th.
would ask you to say that you would be voting, if you wanted to continue to operate under the original easement until January 14th or whatever date you're comfortable with. And so that would be under the terms as we've known it this whole time. And then if by January 14th, there was not a new agreement for you to consider, January 14th would come and go, and that is it, unless there is a document for you to consider January 14th.
I would also like to make a recommendation that we appoint 2 commissioners in Ms. Morgan to discuss the contract with Power South, with a couple of their representatives. I know when we had discussion out there before, we'd have many members from the county and many of theirs. But my recommendation to put 2 people, let them see if they come up with something, bring it back to the commission, and vote on it at that time. Also. So that would kind of be my recommendation, instead of it just being that way, that we do have representation set there. Now-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, with that, we'd have to decide who wants to be the representative for us. So I will open that up discussion, and which one of y'all would like that?
I want to go back to the extension we're looking at giving them. You mentioned January 14th. Realistically, is that going to give us enough time with all the holidays, us and Power South, enough time with all the holidays to,
I think so, Tommy,
I hope
because it's
so.
more their issue than it is ours.
okay.
Just
And
how it
we've
is.
already extended. That's the thing about it. This is not like this just happened.
I know.
So,
So I'm at whatever the commission would like to do.
I don't know how well y'all were up to speed on the whole thing. There was a paper article that Zach did, commission to stop funds for Point A Park. We're a little misleading there, because we weren't necessarily putting in funds. We were, because we had to help the upkeep, but it wasn't like we had set in a meeting $10,000, every month or every year, whatever, to the park. We didn't do that. We are the caretakers,
but we had to go in general fund to be
Yes,
able to
yes,
fund it
we
last
did.
year.
Yes, we did. Unfortunately, and everything we make, I say make, everything that's brought in from the park, fees and everything goes right back into the maintenance of it. And
But yet that
unfortunately,
still wasn't enough. Yeah.
sure wasn't. And unfortunately, we did have to pull from the general fund to try to help, because Power South had gave a certain amount and that was it. And now we had been asking them to up that amount and make improvements, because we had looked at making improvements, but honestly, it's not on our back. We don't own the property. It's their land. They're required by the U.S. government or Army Corps of Engineers, whoever, to maintain recreational facilities for their pond, lake, whatever, impoundment.
And my understanding is it will continue to be maintained because they have to.
They have to, that's
Whether the
right.
county's involved with it or not.
Whether we do it or not, they have to. And it's in my district. I would love to see it, taken care of. I'd love for us to be able to help. If we can't, financially or with in-kind work from our employees, I don't want to put us putting a dime into it. I don't think we should. So we looked at,
I make a motion that Tommy and I meet with them.
With our attorney, Ms. Morgan.
You wanna do it, Tommy? I'll be glad to go
Absolutely.
with you. I think we should give them one more shot.
Have a motion that,
Now, I don't know about the January the 14th. I mean, you raised some questions there with the holidays.
if they're going to be able to work out their side, but still it's got to come back to us to be approved. We have to step up to the plate to be able to say, we will take care of it during the holiday season. And if we're good with doing that, then we'll do it and make it January 14th.
But I also agree with Ms. Lynn. I mean, it needs to be.
Your second meeting's the 28th.
Yeah, we need to put this to
it
bed
needs to
one
be
way or the other.
financially Stable.
Of
I mean,
course.
we don't-
And we all felt that way in the prior meeting.
When did we meet with them up there? What month was that? August, September?
I know
It
we
was summer, so
we started around
Yeah.
April and then it ended up in
Yeah.
a meeting around August.
So it's been going on now several months, and we continue to do the work.
I have a motion from Ben that him and Tommy in this area to meet with, be our representatives for the county commission, try to hash something out, bring it back to the governing body commission to vote. I have that as a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. This also, I guess, includes
Is this
that
going, yeah, I was going to say, is this
all the
going
way
to
to
include
January
the?
14th. To be
it's
the
your motion,
determinant.
Mr. Corson. Do you want your
Yeah,
motion?
I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
I'd say the sooner the better.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Have a motion by Ben, a second by Tommy. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Well, dadgum, I get to break something the first meeting
Very
ever.
first meeting. How about that?
Wow, ain't that something? What did Greg say? He ain't break a tie in how many years?
And he had
What did he say?
seven.
Let me call Greg really quick. Say, hey, what about?
Yeah, phone a friend.
I understand. I do, Lynn. I understand that. I understand that side too. I understand both of them. Matter of fact, I'm the one who made the original motion to cancel it. I think after it got back to them, they were ready to maybe try something. Like I said, it's going to be less than a month, a little over a month. I am going to vote for Tommy and Ben and Morgan to meet with them, but as of January the 14th, if nothing's worked out, that this is definitely done. So my vote is to extend it. Okay, our next meeting will be, let's see, December the 3rd at 9 a.m. We moved it from the actual second Tuesday of that month because that following week, after December the 3rd, actually the second week of that December, I think 90% of us up here have to be in classes in Montgomery as new commissioners doing their stuff, and go from there. I think maybe, Tommy, you may be the only person left, buddy.
No, I'll be up
he's
there
there
for
too.
Oh, yeah, so-
legislative
so
committee
the whole
conference.
commission will be up there. So that will be when our next scheduled meeting is. I would like to say, like I said, I'm honored to be here. I want people to understand that we are really a young commission in more ways than one. And I'm gonna say that, thank goodness these two guys come over here to bring our age down to a level that actually says, yeah, we're young in age also, but the 5 sitting members on this commission right now have a combination of 9 years experience as commissioners. We have 2 brand new ones. I served a term as District 2, just moved to the role of chairman. Miss Lynn come in after Tony passed, about 1.5 years, and Tommy was actually appointed 3 months before his actual term started, or somewhere in that neighborhood. So we have roughly 9 years of experience. Do I understand there's gonna be mistakes? Sure. I think Miss Lynn said it the other day. We're gonna learn from our mistakes, we're gonna move forward and keep going. that's the, you know, what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to educate ourselves as much about the situations and the stuff on the agenda as we can to make an educated decision to benefit this county. We have great people in place that can give us information. You're gonna learn to really, really work with. That'll be Karen, Morganton, your other commissioners from other counties, and also the Alabama County Commission Association. So you have a lot of resources at your disposal to help you understand stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure Kenneth Northey, if anybody needs to call Kenneth has a 12 years experience. Kenneth would be more than happy to help us. I feel like any other former commissioner that you know would be in the same situation. You won't never know everything about this job, will you, Kenneth? It changes on a daily basis. You will never understand it completely. It's going to take us as a commission a whole several months to get to understanding it, especially my new role and you two guys come on. I appreciate you guys coming here. Robbie, we do have you a plaque ordered in front of you. My suggestion was gray tape this morning with your name, but Karen overruled me. At that time, I'd asked if any other commissioners have anything to say to bring forward.
I'm elected now, I'm not appointed, just in case anybody wants to know.
If there's no other business, I will take a motion from Tommy and a second from Ben that this meeting is now adjourned.
Hey, thank you.